All right, okay. I believe we are live. What is up? Yo, 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 what is up, true believers? It's Mason here with Comics and Crosses, where we discuss the eternal truths behind our modern mythology. It's been a while, but here I am. I am back. I just wanted to touch base and drop a little quick video discussing some of my favorite picks from last week's new comic book day and looking forward to this week's new comic book day. So, I got several good books last week. Here's my top. I'll give my top, I'd say, three or so picks from last week. So I personally really enjoyed Steak. This series is just, I think, it's, if you don't know, if you're not reading Steak from Scout, it's about a vampire hunter and her vampire friend. It's kind of how would I describe this? Kind of in a world where vampires have made themselves known, and some of them need to be regulated upon, or they're all regulated upon. And so, anyway, it's very teen angsty, kind of our main character. And but the storytelling, the artwork, the paneling is all very impressive. It's kind of black and white with touches of color. So the artwork from Fantini, I suppose, is definitely worth checking out. So that was issue this week. And then also Scout's Honor came to a conclusion. This mini-series from Aftershock. If you didn't read this, if you weren't picking it up, I highly recommend grabbing the trade. It is a cool, fun read, a cool story that, I mean, has its full arc in the I think it's 5 issues, right? Yeah, 5 issue series. So that was a great one. And then also, I'd have to say Joker. I've been enjoying Joker. Issue number 3 came out. It's following Jim Gordon. It's about Joker, but it's about Jim as well, and they obviously have been real tied together. So Joker number 3 gets also a good thumbs up from me for top titles from last week, at least the ones that I picked up. Other honorable mentions are probably Justice League Last Ride from Chip Zdarsky. He was doing a Justice League story, so I had to check it out. It definitely had the vibe of kind of the DC world around Infinite Crisis, when Batman was still a jerk, and and just the dynamics of them were kind of interesting. So it's kind of its own story that is sort of like an Elseworld sort of thing, but great kickoff to it, great setup. Another great setup worth mentioning is Time Before Time by Image. This book came out last week, and I almost didn't get it, but I'm so glad I did, because it is a really fascinating story. It has kind of like a Looper feel, if you saw that movie, by Declan Shalvey. So he wrote an Immortal Hulk one-shot that just blew me away. I think I made a couple posts about it a while back. So that one, if you didn't grab it, go grab it while you can, because Time Before Time looks like it's going to be a really fascinating story. It was a cool setup, a great first issue. If that was a pilot to a show, it would be hot. It'd be picked up for sure. So great setup. And then looking forward to this week. Let's see, what do we got coming out on the pull list? And so today's the 18th. Your DC books are out now, but tomorrow, obviously, everything else comes out. So, oh wait, I need my League of Comic Geeks here. Let's see here. So I'll give you what books I'm picking up, and you can tell me whether or not you like them, or whether or not you're going to pick those books up. So let me share this here. Let me share my screen. Huh. Okay, here we go. Okay, so boom, we got pickups for this week. Way of X number 2. Obviously, that's right up my alley, as Nightcrawler is exploring the idea of a mutant religion on Krakoa, a way to unify the people. Exploring this series, Way of X, I definitely recommend it. if you're reading X-Men, of course, but if you're not too, or if you've been kind of unsure, I'm kind of getting tired of all the stuff that's going on in X-Men right now. However, Way of X is really kind of digging into the deeper questions that this whole status quo change that Hickman's introduced has brought up. So Way of X is probably the most interesting X-Men title that I think has come out thus far in this new era. Daredevil continues by Chip Zdarsky. Been picking that one up. A great run, great series, just solid storytelling. We only find them when they're dead. Now, this was the first series I ever did a review on, a Christian perspective review, as I like to call them, because obviously they're talking about the subject of gods, finding these gods in space. So, interesting story, dreadfully slow, almost disappointing. This is a series that I really want to drop constantly, but the way that the first arc ended has kind of won me over a little bit. So, if Al Ewing is doing what I think he's doing, the way that the first arc ended, it almost seemed like each of these arcs is going to be sort of a different story and a different person's um, kind of experience with these dead gods in space, and kind of telling us something different about different people. If that's the way they go, and each of these arcs is kind of exploring a different part of man's soul or psyche, that could be very interesting long term. Ultimately, this series may be better off as a trade. I'm reading The Flash because they're letting Wally kind of do his thing, but I don't know. Kind of after the first couple issues, I feel like they're just going to go back to Barry. I mean, Barry's still around. He's got his power. So this may not be what Wally fans were hoping for. The Many Deaths of Layla Starr #2 is coming out. That first issue was great, was super fascinating. Ram V is on fire right now. Everything he's writing is just super good. Super good. Walking Dead Deluxe will also be out. Pretty soon I'm going to be kicking off my plan is to do Walking Dead Wednesdays, where you guys will get to see my reactions to each Walking Dead issue, as I have never read the series, and I think that'll be pretty entertaining for people who know what's coming, and me who does not. The Immortal Hulk's got a one-shot coming out by Al Ewing, Time of Monsters. So this series is coming to an end, this full vision. So I've actually enjoyed all the one-shots from Immortal Hulk I picked up, so might as well. Stillwater, one of my favorite series out right now, is back with issue 7. A new arc begins. This series, another thing by Zdarsky, just incredible. Nottingham got pushed back a week. It's out tomorrow. That looks great. Nightwing, I don't know. I actually was disappointed with the first 2 issues. I might get it just because there's a introduction of a new character in there, and then not read the series any further. But I know sometimes I'm impatient, but when you're reading a lot of books, you got to cut your losses when you can. So that is all, folks. For anyone who gets to see this, I hope you have a great new comic book day. There's probably a lot of other great books that I am not grabbing, so let me know what you're grabbing, what you think is maybe should not be missed on New Comic Book Day this week. So until next time, peace, people. Have a good one. I'll talk to you later.